My tablets and everything are on repeat. So my son-in-law picks them up every Saturday or Sunday from Boots in Alnwick. So unless there's something wrong playing up with me, whatever, I don't always bother the doctors, you know. As I say, I've got a decent first aid kit myself up here, so like cuts, bruises, scrapes, you know, up to needing perhaps the odd stitch. I'm very aware how busy the doctors are, and trying to get an appointment with my local doctors nowadays it's like hen's teeth. It's not easy. So it's mainly done over the phone.
The doctor's role is to take you down a medical outlet, right? So they will give you medications that will chemically affect your body, yeah. So I'm more likely to take something that's from nature. So I'll take things that are like apple cider vinegar. I'll take things like cinnamon, because they're part of what nature has and what offers you that, as opposed to something that's a chemical base.
When I first moved in here, let's say 6 months after I moved in here, I was really struggling. I think the move sort of destabilized me, and I became psychotic and stuff and suicidal. And I was admitted into the crisis team, and I met this psychiatrist who was amazing. I sat down and I told him about myself, and through that he wrote a letter to the benefits office, because I was in the midst of having to reapply for benefits and stuff. He sat down and wrote an amazing letter to them, and because of this letter I was able to get all the benefits that I'm entitled to. Whereas before I was struggling because they weren't giving me enough money to live. And he just explained to them what I had, and yeah, I think he was an amazing person. In the letter, he understood my condition exactly, because I've got different, you know, it's like different symptoms, confusing. That's why they can't give me a kind of a formal diagnosis. I'm giving this sort of a sentence as a diagnosis. It doesn't sit within one. You can't just give it a particular name. So his letter was a lifesaver for me. Yeah.
Across the last kind of couple of years, as I've got a bit older, my first point of call, really, even before medical professionals, is the forums and the internet, and also social media, just talking to other diabetics. The forum is absolutely amazing kind of for research, for like kind of looking at new technologies and new insulins that have come out. So people kind of almost post reviews on there of new kind of blood meters, new insulin, and how they've found it. So there's an absolutely amazing new piece of equipment called the Freestyle Libre, which is a blood glucose meter. And before I used to have to prick my finger, but now I just scan on my arm and it shows me what my blood sugars are. And I first heard about that on this forum. And none of these new technology or new insulin I've been told about by my healthcare professionals. It's not really something that they tend to speak about, or if new technologies are coming about. So I just think the internet and just talking to other diabetics is just absolutely amazing, and you get so much more knowledge and kind of experience that you wouldn't get from healthcare professionals who don't have diabetes themselves.